So today we're going to be doing something a little different in this video. I do preach technical analysis all the time, but I wouldn't be where I'm at as far as options trading if I didn't pay attention to the psychological aspect behind it. So this is kind of like bonus clip so that you guys can, see one of the biggest things that really drives me to do the trades that I do and call out the plays that I do call. It's very important for me. So I think it's going to be extremely important for you guys. How do investors like us who trade options and manage our own money generate income no matter where the market goes, up or down? I'm not going to show you how you should trade in this video. Rather, I'm going to show you how you should think while trading. This will become very clear in a second. So, I come into a very I come from a very unique perspective when it comes to trading. Before beginning options trading a few years ago, I watched many people, like hundreds of people, trade options. And one thing that I studied was their psychological or emotional behavior, which drove them to make certain decisions or mistakes. You begin to notice that people tend to make the same mistakes over and over, and very few people are capable of making money consistently due to making those mistakes over and over. And it is rooted from psychological behavior in options trading. So the market is really either going to be your best friend or your worst enemy. But one thing I'm going to preach today is fear, fear, and fear. I believe that one of the reasons that I am good at what I do is my relationship with fear, because I am more of a high stake trader, and I'll explain why in a minute. So let's start off with the theory of the emotional cycle of change. Okay, let me make sure y'all can see this. There we go. So there's a simple reason why about 90% of people fail to change their life for the better, according to science. And this theory is called emotional cycle of change. When you want to change something in your life, it doesn't matter if it's dieting or working out or relationships or, options trading. Let's talk about that. You go through four stages. The first stage is called uninformed optimism. This is a stage where you know nothing about options trading, but you're extremely excited for no reason or because you see people make gains that they are making short term and long term in the market. The second stage is informed pessimism. This is when you have tried options trading and you realize that you may suck at it, or you have a lot to move, or you have a lot to learn to actually become good at it. And that's finally when you enter the valley of despair, where only a few people make it out because they actually take the initiative to learn and grow, which is what you guys are doing today. There's a lot of people that exit at the bottom here for options trading, and this is what we want to avoid because, trust me, it gets much, much better if you're learning and growing. So the third stage is called informed optimism, right here, informed optimism. And this is basically when you have tried it out for a while, you've become educated in it, and you realize it really isn't that hard or that bad to do. You feel like you can make something out of it, which you most certainly can. Finally, the last stage is completion. That's when you implement everything you know about options trading to bring in a consistent passive income with solid gains by trading options. And that is where we want to be, because it's a beautiful place to be, first of all. So finally, I did mention fear earlier, and you really need to have a special relationship with losing and winning money. There are these are the three most psychological mistakes that people make, and I'm going to talk about it right now. I'm sure you've heard of the first one, FOMO, fear of missing out. This is a very optimistic approach about how each and every play goes. This could be the trade that makes me you're thinking like this. This could be the trade that makes me rich. I can't miss this. I have to take this or there won't be another opportunity. That's completely wrong. This type of thinking affects a lot of people and many traders because it can cause you to take every trade that you see. And that will bring me to my next point, is over trading. This is a lesson that I learned the very hard way a few years back. Um, there were points where I had 15 different options open at once within a week that expired that week. And I soon realized I had no control over my portfolio and I blew it up. This happens to a lot of people, and you do not have to go through this. Let me repeat. You don't have to blow your account up to learn this lesson. That's I did that so you guys don't have to do that. So I realized I had no control over it and I was not able to keep up. So the best key to take away from that is to start with 1 to 2 contracts at a time and keep trading like that till you're very comfortable for a couple of weeks or even months, however long it takes you to feel comfortable. And once you are extremely comfortable in those conditions, you could begin to add more options, more contracts at the same time. And then you realize, you have more control over your portfolio, because you don't want FOMO and over trading to cause you to take low conviction plays. You want to take your highest conviction. You want all your plays to be your highest conviction plays so that you can continually bring in money. And I mentioned earlier that I am a higher stake trader, which means I don't really like having hundreds or multiple trades open at once. I do like staking a little more, but the only reason I do that is because I have higher conviction in those plays. Finally, complaining in options trading is just a big red flag. It's not a red flag. You could change that, but in options trading, you can't really complain about what's happening in the market or in the economy. You have to adapt with it and play it as you see it. Options trading isn't the easiest thing to do psychologically, but it's also extremely simple how it works and how the numbers work. Anyone can do it just as long as you're mentally prepared. You can't just give up and move on after a loss. It's, as in you can't just leave it and exit and just be like, what, options trading is not for me. And, maybe it isn't, but it's hard to get with the lingo and understand how, brokerage platforms work. But once you're in it, you're in it. And it's safe to say that, there's definitely a green side to it, literally. This is why I want to emphasize the psychological aspect behind it, and some of the most important aspects that you must try to apply to your trading skills. It's not just technical analysis. I honestly believe psychological plays a bigger role in it, because when I witness people trade, I see how they are behind a computer and why they make certain decisions. So always keep psychological behavior intact and in mind while learning and growing this class. And as always, message me if you have any questions about the course, and keep learning. Trust me, it's worth it. Like I said, you guys are, everyone's at different stages. So whether you're in the valley of despair, it gets better. And whether you're in formed pessimism, just be ready. This is where it really tests you, and this is where you really grow and learn. And there's plenty of money to be made. Let's get rich together, guys. All right, see you later, and happy Memorial Day weekend. Take care, guys.